She
most
married that other Yahoo who's a fighter,
most of you kind of have,
Travis.
yeah, you kind of have to marry a fighter. But I always look
Right.
at these girls now that are like showing their asses off just on Instagram, and their life is basically, I'm going to try to get people into OnlyFans. It's got to be, first of all, I think that as guys, like in general, a lot of guys will want to fuck them, and they'll be like, I'd like to fuck them. I'll say anything I can to fuck them, but nobody's ever going to want to marry that.
You know what though, man? That everybody's looking to make a living, and
Yeah.
imagine that being thrown out there. In the last past year, I've recently found out a few people I know have like OnlyFans and stuff. Like a good friend's daughter, like a few people that I know, and I'm like, well, it's something that's available to women. Like imagine a girl who might not be the most beautiful girl in the world. She's got a beautiful ass, kind of thing. Looks great in a bikini and is being constantly told that, and decides, what the fuck? They don't have to recognize me, and is making pictures on Instagram. Like that's why this proliferation of Instagram models and
I know
and
how it's
only.
happened, but this is a new thing. And you and I have been, I've been through generations of hot girls now that at
Sure.
some point, there's a window there. They would probably have
Right.
from 18 to 28 usually. And if they're
Right.
really pretty, 18 to 35 is usually where people will pay them to be a professional hot girl. Every now and then one of them hits 40 and they're still good looking enough to be paid to be a professional hot girl, but that's very rare. Usually at that point, there's a new crop coming up.
Unless
So
you're an icon like Pam Anderson, who's got some new show coming out about her life.
but she's not being paid to be a hot girl anymore. She's not. She's just not good
Right.
looking.
Well, this
Remember,
thing that's coming out is a big deal that they're promoting for her.
have a window before where you're going to be super attractive before you're obsolete. And during that window, you better, if you're thinking about life, you're either going to just be an old aging broad that's single and maybe latch onto some guy you barely would have talked to, or you strike with because at some point you're going to have everybody with money and not money that's going to want to bang you.
Right.
You almost have to close a transaction, almost like you're a company looking to go IPO or looking to sell. You have to strike while your value is high.
Well, your value is highest, certainly.
But the key there is your value is highest. And I always say this to people that ask me, you have to have, as a woman, you have to keep your value high. You can't just go showing your ass on the internet. Yes, you're going to get that stimulation and the value. People are going to be pretending they value it because they're going to tell you your ass looks good. But realistically, your value is going down as your fanship goes up. Your value to marry or be a life partner or a mother is going proportionally down with each person that you're actually getting as a fan.
You just said that like a true dinosaur, Eric. Because you know what? I used to fear that.
It's not a dinosaur. It's the reality. It's
Right.
To these young people coming up right now, though, they don't look at that the way we're looking at it. You're looking at it through our lens.
Oh,
they see that as something like empowering and brave.
No. This is a biological male instinct. This is not a generational.
That biological male instinct has been driven out of men right now. I'm telling you, the next great wave of men, those are in middle school right now.
Well, when we were growing up, there wasn't the internet piece, but you weren't having your friends bring home girls from Hooters or strip clubs and marrying them. They were occasionally maybe banging them, but it was the exact same. It was the same kind of thing. They weren't bringing them home to their mothers. So you're being, my point is, you might think that they're not being devalued by being paid to be their asses or be pretty girls, but
I agree with you that they are being devalued. I certainly agree with that, but I don't know that that's this younger generation of boys who is going to be the market for these young ladies. I don't know that they feel the same way about the devaluing as you or I might.
I think they will. I think they do, because it's just like a vagina. If you know a girl that's been with 100 of your friends, now you and I would both say, "Wow, that's fucking ridiculous." She's one of
Half
those.
of the boys we're talking about have admitted to experimenting gay stuff and shit. And it's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
I know where you're
We would
going.
have never did that.
Becoming more feminine. I get it, but there's still certain biological things that guys have going on. If you have one of these guys that you're saying right now wouldn't care, I guarantee if that girl, their girlfriend had been with 4 or 5 of their guy friends, it would be an issue, because jealousy is an inherent human emotion.
Well,
So
certainly guy
know,
friends,
I
yeah.
know that there's different cultural pieces, but you want a girl. The vagina is very much like the De Beers diamond. It is, if you just give it out, it's without value. If you hold it and it's only, your diamond, and there's a limited supply, and the demand is there, the value goes up. So it's a supply. The value of the vagina is absolutely based on supply and demand. And
You're such a crude man, a misogynistic the way you put it about the vagina. How about we just say this?
But
Guess
you're
what
not
will save the world?
you're not taking into account attraction and performance.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, of course, there's quality of diamonds, there's quality of everything. I'm just saying, if you
Beauty.
hold it,
Diamonds represent beauty.
it's
Beauty is what will save the world. Diamonds, much like pussy,
Yes.
represent beauty. They are beauty to us mortals. A woman's lady parts, to put it in a nicer way, represents something beautiful to us. A diamond represents something beautiful to somebody. It's also very useful. Beauty is what will save the world. And beauty is what is being cast out of our world right now with all these Dr. Frankenstein, on kids and all this crap.
I guess I'm trying. Maybe you guys aren't caring about this at all, but what I'm seeing is a generation of women that are growing up thinking that they need a mountain of adoring fans, and this is a new thing. They're going in, grabbing these people online. I think the repercussions of this are beyond what they understand. They might look at it as an instant gratification or maybe money, but long term, I think they're going to be left in a much more precarious position where they're going to be lonely unless they leave the money at its peak, which is very unlikely. It becomes very addictive. It's like being a
Right.
stripper.
By then you don't know what else to do.
They're going to ride it till the end, and at the end of that, they're going to end up with nothing, or a guy that is just a loser, because nobody's going to want it anymore. It will have lost its value, its sheen. It'll be worn out, and by the time they're ready to actually let it go and settle, they're going to be settling for a guy that's way less than they wanted, and the guy's going to think way less of them than maybe they.
But aren't our men getting worse too, becoming devalued too? Think about it.
You still have the
We're taking
instinct.
one at a time, though. Yeah, we'll get into men being losers. It's
Well, what I'm saying is it goes to what you're saying though, because yeah, these women are not desirable anymore, but also neither are the men. Like
But
the
Eric,
men,
but
you're speaking from a place of we're dinosaurs, bro. We're dying breed. We don't
Sandro,
honor and not being a homo. All those things are out the window.
Jimmy, go ahead and try to
Now
say.
I forgot what the fuck I was going to say.
You
I'm
sounded real serious. You jumped in there a couple
Yeah, I
times.
was trying. I forgot what I was going to say though.
like the
I fucking did. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just went out of my head.
in
What are we talking about?
in and out. We're talking about women value.
Yeah, no, it's a nature. It's a nature to not want something used.
Correct. That's it. And isn't it inherently used? Jimmy, would you ever? You were, in a spotlight world. Would you ever have dated a girl that was in Penthouse, and all your friends have seen her pussy? I mean,
I've done so many things that I said I'd never do.
yeah, yes. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, a good point. Yeah, so
Yes, very good point.
If the girl is the right girl or whatever, but would
Never say never is the
never
real.
never say never. That's true. Let's try and let's see if we could set Jimmy up with an OnlyFans girl with like at least 10,000 subscribers, and listen to how the progression goes. Day 1, she's super hot. This is awesome. We had a blast. Day 30, she's up to 12,000 subscribers. My
I'm
dad,
out.
saw her in, you know,
My dad just subscribed.
Hey,
Sonny's a
guys,
subscriber, you know.
that's all for show, don't you think? I mean, you don't think she's a slut.
Yeah, yeah. A really good person, you know, when
Good
she
actor. That's all business.
when she's over for Thanksgiving, don't ask her about the pink thong. Don't ask her about the pink thong. You know, I guess my point is sort of a cautionary tale. I've seen a lot of these girls growing up through different stages of jobs that became addictive. And this is a very big, we'll call it a blue light. And I see all these hot bugs heading towards the blue light because there's a payday there.
It's a huge thing right now.
I think that we're going to see a lot of dead bugs at the end of the day. That's all I'm fucking saying.
What a way to put it. Well, you really wrapped that up nice.
Wrapping it up. All right, let's shut this down. We're 2 hours in, and anything else you guys want to cover before letting it go?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you
Good
too,
to see
man.
you guys.
By the way, it just is a quick thing. You missed the earlier piece, but this is a game of is everything racist?
Everything racist.
I already know the answer to this. There's a study that's been commissioned to determine whether white paint is racist. It's been commissioned by a college to determine if the color white for paint is racist. So white paint is on its way to being racist. We don't need to Google it. It's there. You guys can Google it at home. Is everything racist? Yes, it is. Except, of course, the three people on here who make fun of races, because you're supposed to do that. That's what loving people do.
Right on. I'll never stop.
Never, ever. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you next Wednesday for another episode of Beers and Brawlers. Have a great day.
Yes,
you guys.
sir. Okay.
Bye-bye.